So today we're going to talk about stress as a realtor. Now, whether you're rookie of the year or you're 30 years in, you know very well that this industry is stressful. Here's where I've come to now 5 years later and have sold over 500 houses. Real estate is as stressful as you make it. But what I've realized is stress is death. So what do we do? Well, you're here to help. Here's how I've actually been able to limit my stress and some critical steps I've taken in order to promote longevity and to honestly survive. Step number one, identify stressors. I look at my life and say, okay, what is causing me stress? Literally, I feel stressed out, I'm angry when I get home. Why? For me, oftentimes it's bad clients. Now, what's a bad client? For us, that's a client who's not coachable, not qualified, and not motivated, right? One of the three. Lack of systems. When I don't have my business organized, right? That's a system, right? A process. When I don't have a system organized or a process, etc., then what happens is a variable comes in my way. Let's say one of my rental properties, the toilet gets backed up, right? So, oh my God, I'm so stressed. However, if after enough times that toilet gets clogged up and poops all over the place, I have when the toilet gets clogged up, the property manager gets notified. When the property manager gets notified, it then goes to the plumber. The plumber has to send a picture. The picture has to get approved. We agree upon price. And I already have a standard operating procedure written out. My system is there. I'm actually less prone to getting stressed. Why? I'm in a position of control and I'm killing it. Now, here's another way of stressors, right? That you can't. So these are called variables, right? I'm just calling them variables. You can't control these, right? So if you're in your life and your wife leaves you, that's a stress. Now, stress is not good or bad. People think, there's positive stress and negative stress. It really is not binary, right? It's what you make of it. For me, I've determined that I do not want to live a high stress for a prolonged period of time in life because I see it has negative effects on my mind, my body, and my spirit, and my family. I don't want to do that. So I look out for these. I try to identify. Here's just a few. Maybe you have some others. I'd love to hear what are some stressors that you're facing. After you've identified your stressors, what do? You eliminate. How are you going to eliminate? You categorize. Technically, actually, it's first you categorize and then you're going to eliminate. You categorize. So, for example, I realize that XYZ clients are really causing me a lot of stress. That's a house maybe I shouldn't have listed. This client and me, we weren't a good fit. Or perhaps I'm taking on too many construction projects at one time, or I've committed to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all these stressors, all these variables that are causing me to have stress. And I've decided, hey, I don't want to be stressed. So I'm going to look at all these. Then I'm going to categorize and say, I realize that this X client is a low profit margin, right? So low percentage, low profit margin. Okay, good to know. Y client, who's really, really, really difficult, but I'm going to make 3X on the sale. Z client, who I'm making 3X, but is a jerk. So I'm going to take out the clients that are annoying or difficult or just being disrespectful and not adhering to our instructions and not committed to the program. I'm going to take them out. And the client I'm making a lot of money, but just blatantly a jerk, I'm going to take that person out. What we're going to do now, though, is we are going to be proactive. Number two, that's so important, I'm going to recommend practice saying no. My favorite word is no. Why? Because if you say no to a lot of things, good things, bad things, whatever it is, even really good things, like starting a new business, going on this trip, no, it allows you to say yes to the great things. Say no to new ventures, say no to new shiny objects, and stick with your business in real estate focused. Another way of being proactive about minimizing your stress is super simple. You got to leverage. Now, the trick about leverage that I've learned is this: don't be cheap. I used to try to hire everyone as cheap as I could because we have the margins, and I was like, don't do that. Hire talent. And the thing about hiring talent, you got to pay for talent. So if you don't want to be stressed, if you want to be stressed, hire poorly. Hire someone with low leverage, hire someone with low skill set, hire someone that they got to come to you and you got to tell them all the problems and you got to figure out. That's a great way to be miserable in life. However, if you want to be de-stress and you want to really run a real business, not just a sales operation, then you have to leverage people and you have to value the people that are working with you and you have to pay them fairly, or guess what? Someone else will. So this is a lesson I've learned, am learning, and probably will learn for the rest of my life.